Hey everybody, so I'm back with a video to help some fellow DoorDashers out who would like some information about DoorDashing, especially if you're a new DoorDasher. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. So I've been doing DoorDash for about a year now. There's just some things I've realized that DoorDash doesn't want you to know about. Mainly it's because they, like every business, they want to make money and make money more for themselves and less for
the little guys like us.
But some secrets I've learned that DoorDash doesn't want you to know is
TopDasher isn't worth it.
And I've never tried to go for TopDasher just because if you look at all the videos on YouTube, it's not worth it. I feel like TopDasher is like one of those gimmicks where they make it sound so cool, like, ooh, you get the better orders, or ooh, you get this, or you get that. But then like in reality, you have to take almost every single order or most orders to get it. So in order to get TopDasher, you basically have to take a bunch of
shit orders,
which it's like, is that even worth it in itself? Also, DoorDash doesn't really know what market you're in. You could be in a really bad market and you still wouldn't get any good orders anyway. So if you're a new Dasher, if you just want to do it for shits and giggles, then yeah, go for TopDasher. But honestly, if you're trying to actually make money, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, stacked orders aren't worth it sometimes. Usually with stacked orders, it seems like a good deal because you're like, ooh, I can make, say, I can't do math. Okay, so like I'll get an order. Yeah, it'll be like a stacked order, it'll be like 4 miles for $8. What I've noticed is there's like one good order, which is like most of the money you'll make, and then there's another order that is like a $2 order. That's literally like the base pay, like they don't even tip you. So here you are, you know, doing one order, and one of the orders will be you get paid $2. So if you don't take the second order, it's like 4 miles for $6. So it's just like, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but my point is like the $2 order just usually isn't worth it in miles. So just check your stacked orders and just see if it's even worth it, because sometimes you'll just get those no tippers. I usually just take the stacked orders. If the second order is a no tip, now I usually just take the stacked order just because the house is usually right there, but the house is not close to the first house. The second house is not close to the first house. Then I usually delete the order because it's just not worth it for another $2. So yeah, just check your stacked orders and then you can unassign one and just take one of them. You can have a 0% acceptance rate and still get good orders. It's just funny because DoorDash like makes you think that you need this high acceptance rate, because the other two ratings, the completion rate and the on time or early rate, those are important, but the acceptance rate isn't. And it's funny because they'll just, if it's too low for them, they'll put it in red and it'll make you think, oh no, I need to get my acceptance rate high. If you literally have a 0% acceptance rate, you'll still get orders. You don't let the red acceptance rate number scare you. You can accept whatever you want. You can decline whatever you want. The only thing you really have to worry about is when you do decline. I feel like if I decline a certain amount, they'll not send me orders for a few minutes, which is stupid because sometimes they'll just send me horrible order after horrible order. So of course I'm not gonna take any of them, and then they'll just like won't send me any for like 10 minutes. I think that's what happened in my last video. I just kept declining because they were just such bad orders, and then I wasn't getting anything for like 15 minutes, so I had quit. But I'm pretty sure they do that on purpose. So yeah, my point is you can decline and accept how many you want without getting penalized. Speaking of penalized, you can unassign a certain amount of orders without a penalty. Unlike the acceptance rate, they'll let you know like, oh, if you unassign this order, then your acceptance rate will drop. If your completion rate is below 80%, then you can get deactivated on DoorDash. Basically, as long as you keep above 8%, you're good. Peak pay isn't as great as it sounds. I don't know about your areas, but I've noticed lately there hasn't really been much peak pay. I know there was a lot of peak pay when the gas prices first started going up, but now there hasn't been a lot. Usually I like to take peak pay, $1 to $2.50. But anything above that, when it's like $3 or more, I've noticed that it's hard to get good orders because the market's so saturated at the time. Everybody wants to take advantage of the peak pay. If you do take peak pay, I recommend you take it like when it's below $3, because you have more of a chance of being able to get a good order and get extra money on top of that. Versus when it's $3 or more, I've noticed I'd just be sitting a lot of times waiting for an order before I would finally get a decent one that I would want to take. And yeah, I just don't know if it's worth it because you're wasting time. So peak pay, yeah, worth it when it's usually under like $3. So DoorDash likes to advertise that you can make about up to $25 to $30 per an hour, and you can. So there's been days where I did make an average of $25 to $30 an hour, but most of the time, especially lately in my area, it's been like 15 an hour. It just really depends on the area. You might have a good area and you might be able to make around $25 to $30 an hour like every time. Usually for me, it's usually during holidays, or if there's a peak pay or there's a game, like usually during times like that, I can make about $25 to $30 an hour. Yes, you can make about $25 to $30 an hour, but a lot of people tend to make around $15 to $20 an hour, especially now with the gas prices and the recession, just all this craziness going on. It's just not that great of a time for dashing. As a seasoned dasher, after a year of dashing, I am glad to let you guys know their secret.
You don't have to learn the hard way like I did.
And you don't want DoorDash to take advantage of you like every other big company likes to take advantage of their employees. Also, it would just be good to give you this type of information because then it helps you realize that no tip orders aren't worth it. So maybe in the future, the customer will maybe tip a little bit more or something once they realize nobody's picking up their order because they didn't leave a tip. Because I feel like a lot of the beginner dashers probably take, I know I did, like in the beginning, want to take almost every order, even if it's a no tipper, because you're excited, you're making money, and you want to take all the orders. But I just feel like if you knew that you could unassign orders and you don't have to take them, or you don't have to take a no tip order, then like it would maybe help greatly in the future for us dashers to get paid a little bit more, because people will actually start tipping more often. But I doubt that'll happen, but it might. We'll learn soon that it is very frustrating to get an order and the person didn't tip. So anyway, those are my tips. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a like, please. I'll greatly appreciate it, and leave a comment down below if you want, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.